All rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Alvarez.
Present.
Councilman Marco. Councilman Moore.
Present.
Councilman O'Connor.
Here.
Supervisor Hay.
Here. Notations exit in the front and rear. You can see we're set up this evening for the coronavirus. We try to keep everyone approximately 6 feet apart. Public the same way, the speaker the same way, and there's 3 people in the audience at the present time. I'm going to make a motion to open the public hearing and waive the reading of the notice.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
First item up is 577 North Main Street, special permit. Mr. Lansky.
Good evening. For applicant 577 North Main LLC, Bart Lansky, 28 Ridge Way, Purdy's, New York, 10578.
Can you,
Sorry about that. Well, first I want to thank our public servants for coming out in extraordinary times. Applicant is anxious to continue the progress at the project, and this application is for a kennel in an economic development zone. It is a 3,600 square feet proposed facility indoors with a modest outdoor dog run of around 1,500 square feet. The property obviously is on North Main, and to the west we have the Metro North Station, and the dog run and the outdoor space faces that direction. So we're facing the train tracks. There's some provisions in the code, and everything is concerned about externalities, about noise and odor emanating from kennels. That's generally what the concerns are. I think we're in a fortunate location here in that we're shielded from residences by the building, except for Eagle Ridge, which is some 1,000 feet away. And the other tenants on the property we don't think we're going to disturb. And we're here for a public hearing, and we'd like an opportunity to answer any comments or questions.
public comment?
So my name is Bailey Santucci. I have a few concerns. I'll just start reading. I'd like to start with regards to the public notice signage requirements. As for the town code, a sign of public notice is to be posted by the 7th day following the application submission of application or petition. This was not done until about a week ago after I made it known to the building department. They've also been in front of the planning board, and there was no sign posted on the property. The sign that's been placed on the property for the public notice sits at a location that's not easily visible from the road. You'd have to actually drive through the property to see it. And I'm here tonight to speak in regards to this matter for multiple reasons. As many of you know, I own Putnam Paws on Route 22. 6 years ago, I came in front of the town board requesting my special permit use to allow me to be able to have the same kind of business. Not only did I have to go in front of every board, but I was also forced to get health department approvals. Are they? My zoning district is SR 22. It's the most commercially zoned district in Brewster with miles of shopping plazas back to back. When I've come in the past for guidance and information to allow me to do overnight boarding, I've been instantly turned away, claiming I'd have to have the zoning changed in my favor and it would be near impossible. That brings me to my concerns for this business and the public. Not only was the signage for the public notice not done according to your town codes, but were the mailouts done to the houses that are directly across the street, no more than 400 feet away through the woods on Grove Street? The reason I ask is because if you've not given the taxpayers the opportunity to voice their concerns, are you representing the town fairly? Last meeting, the discussion of a minimum of 50 dogs to be housed at the facility was brought up. Do you know what a group of dogs, of 10 dogs playing sounds like? Have you ever been to a dog park and had a pack of dogs running around playing? Let me tell you, in my 15 years of experience, it's incredibly loud. The facility has been said to be a training facility, which means dogs coming in for 2 to 4 week training stays clearly have behavioral issues or they'd not be coming. This means socialization issues, aggression, separation anxiety, or a multitude of other issues. The owner of the business stated that it takes the first week to break bad habits for the dogs. This means a minimum of a week of loud dog behavior or a dog that's scared and nonstop barking because it doesn't understand why its owner left it, or a dog that's bouncing off the walls riddled with anxiety. Now, times that by 10, 20, Or how about 50? 50 barking dogs 24/7. This is not giving the neighboring properties a chance for a day of silence. At the last meeting, it was said that the dogs at the facility are not loud. They're so well trained they hardly bark. This contradicts the purpose of the business being requested, as some dogs may be trained, but the ones coming for multiple week stays are not trained yet. My business, I have 3 different doggy daycare rooms, small, medium, and large. My business is a home environment kept small and quiet. The way I'm able to do this is by limiting the number of daycare dogs that come per day. My large dog room never has more than 10 dogs a day. Most of these dogs come in are incredibly well trained. I myself have 2 Cane Corsos that have gone through extensive training. However, when they're rolling around playing with other dogs and the entire pack is playing, they make noise. Some dogs bark to get others' attention, some play growl. The point is, it doesn't matter how well trained you claim your dogs are, they're dogs, and by nature, they're packed animals, they're vocal. My final words are for the 3 current doggy daycares, 2 boarding facilities, and 6 grooming salons currently located in Brewster. Now more than ever, you should be supporting your current local businesses. Please take careful consideration into everything that's been said and make a smart decision that keeps all the people that will be affected by this in mind. Thank you.
Do you have an extra copy of that to leave with the clerk?
I
Would-
do.
would you-
I have a few copies, I don't know if you guys.
No, just the one, because we'll scan it to everyone tomorrow.
Okay.
So, and the clerk is right here. Anyone else for public comment?
There was a,
Pardon?
can I make a comment?
Yeah, but let the gentleman first, then you
Thank
can
you.
make a comment, yes.
Thanks.
I appreciate that there are local businesses who have some overlap and that they've been here. This location is different than the Route 22 location, and I don't expect that we're going to have any noise complaints. We haven't had any noise complaints since I've been at the building for over a year, and that's with heavy equipment and lots of construction. That's with sandblasting, that's with jackhammers. We're in a unique location, and the economic development zoning is the most expansive you have here in the town of Southeast. The list of mailings is more extensive than what I see on Google Maps in terms of what's within 500 feet, but it's the list we get from the assessor, and we mail to everybody on the list. And so the mailings were done. The sign was put up. I believe the sign meets the code. I believe it can be read. The letters are, the code says 2 inches high. The letters are 2 inches high. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Lord?
Yeah, I was out yesterday and one of the residents of Griffin Road mentioned that the lighting seems to be a little bit obtrusive, and I guess, could you consider dimming it a little bit?
Which way is Griffin?
Griffin is
Directly across
Crosby
the
Avenue,
street.
and then Griffin Road is the one that parallels the tracks at the
Across
bottom of
North
Crosby
Main.
Avenue.
So they're concerned about the lights on the front of the building?
Yeah, the gentleman that I spoke with, he's an old railroad person, and he says it's even brighter than what's coming from the yard. So if you could look into making some improvements in that.
Okay, we did, I did an extensive analysis on the lights.
Okay,
And they are dark sky compliant, and they go directly down, and,
Okay, you've been before the ARB on
yeah,
this?
I've been before the ARB, the lights were approved by the ARB, and, you know, I selected something very specifically. I don't have a problem putting a dimmer on it, it's just that, I don't believe that those lights go, I think it's 0.2 foot candles at the border. I don't think we even have that, because there's a little uphill from there. They go directly down. If you drive by at night and we still think there's an issue, I'm happy to address it by putting a dimmer on it, but I don't think we have it.
Cool. Well, I'm just voicing his concern, that's all.
Thank you.
Any other comment? Okay, because of the number of people in the attendance tonight, we're going to extend the public hearing for 10 days for written comment.
Okay,
And our next meeting will not take place live, or it's live tonight here, but in the future be by video conferencing.
Okay,
And we'll have it posted on the website how anyone would like, your presentation would be in the future with public hearings would be on a video conference as well. So our website before the next meeting, which is going to be on April 9th, will identify to the public how they can, I won't use the word Skype in, but people have Skype and there's other words they can use to get into a video conference. But it'll be very clear on our agenda and also on our website how anyone can attend. And it will be on the board's review for that evening. And that's it. So we're not closing the public hearing. It'll be a 10-day period for people to have additional written comment.
we'll be on for a resolution at that meeting?
Yes.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the board? Entertain a motion?
Well, if we're gonna keep it
For-
open,
It's going to be held open for 10 days.
so yeah, I'll make that
Written
motion.
comment.
We just keep it open for 10 days for written comment.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Second public hearing is to amend Chapter 123, 138, and A 143, Section 123-3, Policy, Section 123-6, Definition Curbs. Basically, what this public hearing is about is that all sidewalks in the future that are built in the town of Southeast have to have like a built-in ramp. A lot of sidewalks have a, curbing that's, 3 to 4 inches high. That's going to be eliminated. They have to have a slight ramp. That's the change in the code. So make a motion to open this portion of the public hearing.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public comment. Seeing none, I'll ask for to have the same 10-day written comment period.
I'll
Is there a second?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Be safe.
There's nothing on the work session this evening. We have the regular meeting portion, waive the reading of the correspondence, approve of the voucher list, and guess what I forgot to do? Can I have that for a second? I didn't write the number down. I know why it's not written down
It's up on the top, you see.
now. No, I see it. It's way too big. Okay. Okay. Approve of the voucher list, $1,479,880.81. So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Setting the meeting dates and public hearings. This is new now. Temporarily, as town board meetings will be conducted by video conferencing, please check the town's website, southeast-ny.gov, to learn how to obtain access and participate in those meetings. The next meeting by video conferencing will take place on Thursday, April 9th, 2020, and again on Thursday, April 23rd, 2020. So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 4, resolution authorize additional expenditure purchase highway equipment. Now therefore be resolved that the town highway superintendent is authorized to expend an amount not to exceed $10,000 for the purchase of additional plow equipment to outfit and recently acquired vehicle. And be further resolved that the Southeast Superintendent of Highways requires any additional funds above the additional allotted, he will need further authorization by the town board to make such expenditure. And be further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately. So move for discussion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 5, Resolution 2020 Highway Improvement Funding, Highway Law 284 Agreement. Now therefore be resolved that the town board agrees to amounts and allocations of road improvements and capital expenditures as set forth in a memoranda submitted by the highway superintendent as amended, a copies of which is annexed hereto and may be a part thereof or hereof, and be it further resolved that an affirmative vote by the majority of the town board shall be deemed equivalent to the execution of an agreement by a majority of the town board as contemplated by the Highway Law 284, and execution of a copy of this resolution by the highway superintendent shall be deemed equivalent to a fully executed agreement as to expenditure of highway funds for the 2020 fiscal year as contemplated by Highway Law 284, and be further resolved that the town clerk shall enter this resolution into the minutes of this meeting, and that a fully executed copy hereof shall be filed in the office of the town clerk as directed by Highway Law 284, and be further resolved that the town clerk is hereby directed to deliver certified copy of this resolution to the highway superintendent forthwith. So move for discussion.
Second.
Discussion.
I don't have a copy of the memorandum attached to the, showing what roads and everything that was
They were
discussed.
circulated at the last work session.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
You want me to get a copy of it to see? Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. Okay, no, if
We'll
if
put
you could just send me a copy or email
Okay.
me a copy.
Okay.
Cool.
We have it. Again, it's in your last package for the work session.
Right.
For some reason, I can tell you why, we've been really busy.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
No,
well, I'll
no,
make a
But there's
note.
no changes from.
No
what was-
changes. Everything's fine. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, public comment. That makes you the public.
I just, I've gotten 2 text messages so far from guys from work because Governor Cuomo is now saying that they want to cut the workforce to 25%.
That only affects businesses, so to speak, and not municipalities. We're
Okay,
still at
I just-
50%.
I want to clarify that. And also, thank you very much for approving the 284 and also the additional expenditures. Right now, with the, being cut, the workforce being cut like this, it's gonna really put us behind. My biggest concern is the welfare road job. How, depending on how long this lasts, that may really impact that job because it's impossible to do that job with half the workforce. So we're gonna have to, I guess we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there,
Literally,
literally. It's not gonna be a bridge anymore.
when you get closer to that, and depending on where we are with this coronavirus issue we're facing, the town maybe can work some numbers around that they could bring in some additional highway people for that period of time to do that?
If I may, I think a lot of, obviously, we're receiving a lot of information from the governor's office and executive orders that are coming down every day, actually sometimes several in one day. And every time they're asking that the workforce is being reduced down to the 25% that you're saying, they also are saying for non-essential operations. So if you can articulate in some way that maintaining a road to a certain degree is obviously an essential process, there's probably a workaround as far as the staffing and allocation of personnel for that.
And the fact
Yeah.
that, and Mike, also, the fact that people will be paid to stay home, again, we would look at our numbers and see if we can adjust them to get that bridge done.
Yeah, and also, if I can, send something to someone, because it's vital for me to have this, these guys at work. Even at 50%, I've been doing the numbers and I'm trying to split the guys up so I can have one half of the guys do one thing and then another half do the other thing. And also, is there any criteria on how you have to do this? Because I was gonna change this around a little bit and I was gonna do 2 days on, 2 days off. I was gonna keep, to try to keep these guys,
It's at your discretion.
okay, all right, because
As an elected official, you have more discretion than the average department head, but it's your discretion.
I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't something coming down from the state that they had to be off for so many days or whatever.
Oh, we can't promise you that.
Between now and then, it may change.
Mike, with the change in hour and there being a little bit more daylight, can you stagger the guys? Like, I'm making it up. If you typically work 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. or something, can you now do 6 to 2 and have the other bunch work from, 12 to 8 or something to that effect? This way.
Yeah, right now, I've been in contact with the union, the Teamsters Union, just to see, to get a feel what other towns are doing. I know that Yonkers, they're doing some crazy stuff. They're working 3 12-hour days, and they're trying to do things. So I think this is just like a learning process for us right now. But I'm going to start off. I split the guys up, and I'm going to start off doing every 2 days on, 2 days off. And then we're gonna work on it from there. And then, I'll draft a letter, saying what it, what I could because I can figure out what I really could use to really maintain safe roads, and which would be a little bit, probably around 75% or 65%. I could, if I had 2 more guys, instead of having 7 guys off, if I had 5 guys off, that would make a huge difference.
I'm working on numbers now. Each department has a different criteria, so to speak. To keep 50%, we may be well below 50%. So give me a little time, and the bridge is going to start approximately when?
If this thing goes past June, if this thing goes into June, if we get through April and May, and this thing, we're back to normal by June, then I'll be fine.
Okay.
If it comes any later than that, then it's gonna be, because it's a road closure, they want us to do that during, July and August, so it doesn't impact the buses.
Okay, and 4 to 6 weeks you're going to take to do it?
Yeah, it's gonna take 4 to 6 weeks to do it.
Okay.
Their projected schedule is 8, but, I think we can get it done in less time.
Okay, as we get closer, again, I'll look at the numbers, and if a person's asked to stay home, I might volunteer.
Yeah, because we're gonna continue with the process. Right now, we're in the design stage of the concrete products. Worst case scenario, if this thing continues on, the town will purchase the concrete products, and we'll just have them brought to our yard, and we'll store them at our yard until we can do the job.
Yeah, we also have to expend the money this year. We're going to lose the grant, so we can't have that happen. So there's a lot more at stake
Yeah,
besides
yeah,
just,
exactly. So it's,
We'll-
and it's,
we'll get it done.
hopefully, because right now, even at staffing, losing 5 guys, it's impossible to pave, missing 5 guys. So we're hoping that, this thing gets resolved by, April or May, and then I can, have enough guys to.
We will look at the numbers. Once I have everyone, right now we have a couple of people out ill, not from the coronavirus or anything like that, just ill, some people on vacation. But once I got a full tally, we'll, do a spreadsheet, see what the numbers are to keep it to 50%, and we'll adjust it accordingly. If we have to
Yeah,
leave someone home,
We have enough vehicles that I'm gonna assign guys vehicles, and the 2 days that they're there, that's the truck they're gonna drive, and
Right.
the 2 days that they're off, nobody else is gonna drive it, so it's just gonna sit there, so it's not gonna be, this won't be an issue with that.
okay. The only issue at stake is the 50%, and again, give us time to look at the numbers, we'll get
Okay.
back to you,
All right, thank you.
okay?
Yeah, just to clarify from the governor's website, it states that Governor Cuomo signed today an executive order mandating businesses that rely on in-office personnel to decrease their in-office workforce by 75%. I think you only have one person that's in office, right, Mike? So that's not the actual executive order I'm reading from, but, if you check on the website for the governor's office and look at the executive order, I'm pretty sure because it's mandating that the exemptions are made for essential service industries, including shipping, media, warehousing, grocery, food production, pharmacies, healthcare providers, utilities, banks, and related financial institutions, and other industries critical to the supply chain. I believe keeping our roads safe and open is critical to the supply chain, so.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
And most of our departments will be working, every department, including yours, Mike, will be looking into about remote access. We have to buy a few scanners for a few people to work from home. But unfortunately, a lot of work in this town cannot be done from home. We got the assessor's office, the town clerk's office. She even conducted a marriage today, did you not? Could you mention that? First kid's gonna be called Corona. Anyway.
Were they?
So, we'll take that. Town board comment?
I have none.
Just be safe, and get outside and enjoy yourself and in a beautiful town, with your family, and stay 6 feet away from everybody else,
Yeah, just,
at least.
yeah.
Now, at this point in time, a special thank you. I mean, a lot of times, I guess we do take our first responders for granted. They always have stepped up to the plate, but at this point in time, with what's out there, they're really stepping up to the plate. So you got the emergency services, fire departments, ambulance workers, and law enforcement. And there's probably many other categories. You have doctors, nurses, people working in the healthcare facilities. They're all stepping up to the plate. And there's even a category now, we have to include those people that are stocking the shelves in supermarkets. People know what time they make deliveries, and first thing in the morning, people are at the door, and they're in the front line serving and keeping people aware and as stocked the best they can. Now, we do have a problem here in the town, as every other town, probably all over the country, with masks, gloves. We got a shipment of gloves in today, so we're good with gloves. We didn't ask for many masks. We've been open at Town Hall. We're asking you not to come in, but we're here. If you have to come in, we have 10 Palmer Road, which is the Highway Department, 1 Main Street, and 1360. We have vestibules. We've always had a very secure location. Other towns have much larger buildings, and so we have a very limited access. We come to the window, wait on you the best we can. We answer the phones. The courts are kind of another story that's not controlled by the town in any way. The last notice I saw, they're going to be closed for 45 days. So when you call the town, if we tell you we can't help you, the town has nothing to do with the courts and can't respond on their behalf. I want to make everyone aware, seniors and everybody, the scams with the coronavirus are really rampant. And I'm telling you right now, if someone calls you that they can get you, I don't know, a test kit. Test kits are not available to the public. They're not even available to the government to do the testing. So if someone called you and say, I got a test kit, it's a little expensive because they're so rare, don't fall for it. And don't fall for it. The very first question or second or third question they ask you is, what is your social security number? Because that's all they want when they call you. Once they get that number, and you might catch on, but once you give out that number, do not give it out. No matter what your age, the seniors are probably more, at home answering the phones than some others, but a lot of people are at home. Please do not give your social security number to anyone, okay? And if you do, make sure you call. If you call back, check it. And if you're good on the computer, you can, if you see the phone number come up on your screen, you can Google it sometimes, and it'll tell you that it is a scam, so be very careful. So other than that, just don't take the bait. And again, all the workers here, Putnam County, county government, state government, they're all doing a great job. We're all trying hard. Federal government's doing the best they can. This is unprecedented times, and we're all going to hopefully survive this and continue to move forward. But this is a point in history we're all going to remember, even at my age.
Can I ask a question? People that are being furloughed or town employees, are they getting paid?
Well, there's going to be a lot of people out there that won't like that answer, but the answer is yes, they are. Because I know a lot of people have been furloughed from, restaurants and gyms and all kinds of people who don't get paid, part-time workers that don't work, don't get paid. But yes, the people that are being furloughed, and they're working. They're supposed to be working. They could be working at home. Again, there's not a lot our people can do from home. But every person that's home will have access. We're working on that now. I think we got about probably a third of it done today, where they can remote in some way. I had my phone programmed. I never had my town email, but I always had my personal email where it went to both. So I've been on top of it. But every person that's at home, and even ones that are not at home, will have this put onto their cell phone or have access remotely. And they will be paid, yes. And that's why the most important department in this town has always been and will be the payroll department.
And how about people that we have contracts with to provide things like?
All services are being provided. In the case of the water and sewer plants, are probably the biggest contract we have going and have to keep things moving. They are there. I wrote a letter today. I think I sent it to all of you. To, if they ever go to, what's that word to use?
Shelter in place.
Shelter in place. I wrote a letter telling them they have a vital service to the town of Southeast with water and sewer. If it ever comes to that, all of our planning, zoning boards and everything will be working by, video conferencing. So the government's going to continue to move forward, just going to be in a different way. You're just not going to see us on TV. You're going to hear it live. And the one thing required is we have to have a verbatim of the minutes, which we've contracted out to get that done. So we'll be in kind of good shape. And what else?
Just wondered, those services that we're depending on from, independent contractors that,
Yes, if there's if there's a water main break, the companies go out, they don't really deal with the people, which is a good thing, we call them on the phone, they go out there, they're wide open, they're definitely probably 100 feet away from a lot of residents, so that will continue. That's the easy part of it. Anyone else? Okay, thank you all for coming. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to close tonight's meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Be safe.